Internet was much more limited information back then. Well, at least felt like it was to me. I sat down at the computer. They were like, here you go, you can make a character. I made a night elf hunter named Malakane. Actually, I don't know if his name was Malakane at that point, but I made a night elf hunter. And I was so lost in that world. I think they just like left me there, which was fine because I didn't get up from the computer. And they came back like a couple hours later, and I was just so lost in that incredible world. And I like begged them to stay. They were like, you need to go home. You've been here for like hours and hours, and you haven't stopped looking at that computer screen. You need to go back home. And I was like, okay. So then I bought the game. And it was like a year of my life where I was just lost. It's so fair. I don't know why. Maybe I did know, but I just feel like... I remember when I first played, like, it was a completely new concept to me. Like, I think maybe it was... I didn't have the technical terms for it because I did play Dofus, if you've ever played Dofus when I was younger. But it was such a different feeling instead of having like a top-down turn-based combat to just be in like a 3D fully realized world that you could go anywhere, do anything. Like, so yeah, technically I knew what MMOs were, I just didn't know that they were called MMOs. And then World of Warcraft came along and was like, we'll teach you. Tiny bit of EverQuest. Yeah. See, like, I'm too young for that. Yeah, it is actually a really cool game. It's made by a French studio. They actually have an anime as well, based on the game. It is a top-down, point-and-click, turn-based combat MMO. A lot of reading, if you want to know any story, which we both know, not a thing. But the story does seem interesting. I think one of the things that kind of brought me in, I mean, again, I played this in like, I don't know, I was really young, and I played it over a summer, and I would wake up at 8 in the morning, and then, yeah, Final Fantasy was real good. I'd wake up at 8 in the morning, I would start Dofus, and I would play it until my dad, because our family computer at the time, so this was a long time ago, we had one family computer, and our family computer was right outside of his room. Horrible name. I completely agree. But he would start yelling at me at like 10 p.m. He'd be like, go to bed. I need you to go to bed now. And I would be like, okay, all right, Dad. And then it would get to be like 1 a.m. And then I'd really get yelled at. And then I'd turn the computer off, and then I would just rinse and repeat for the entire summer. I remember my older brother came out one time and was like, he looked at me after like 2 months of this and was like, how do you do this? What are you doing with your life? This is not healthy. You need to stop playing that game. And I was like, I don't want to do anything else. I know. I was hooked on Game Boy Pocket. Ugh. Game Boy Pocket, man, come on. My older brother and I, when we first moved to Georgia, we had our Game Boy stolen. We lived in an apartment at the time, and his had Kirby Pinball, which was his favorite game. And I know. And mine had Super Mario Brothers.
I cannot do that.
Oh my God, that little beetle's about to kill us. What happens if you die in one of these things? Just like start over? I will say this is a lot less stressful than the ones in Diablo 3. Where it was like timed. It was very rewarding to beat the times though. What does that do now? Oh man, I loved Final Fantasy Tactics. I think I played on original PlayStation or something like that though. I know, I was playing Dofus, yeah. It all adds up. Like I said, I played tons of games, and obviously on Pokemon. I haven't played... I wouldn't consider myself a Pokemon fanatic. Like, I've not played every Pokemon game, but I still play more recent Pokemon games when I have the opportunity. So, I've played Legends Arceus, played Sword and Shield. Oh. So, I don't know. I guess there's kind of like the two groups of people now who say, like, Pokemon never should have left 2D. But I don't know. I always dreamed of, like, getting to run around an open Pokemon world and, like, see the Pokemon in the world. So, like, these new games have been, like, my childhood dream. Like, I was so mad that they didn't make console Pokemon games, like classic Pokemon games. They obviously made like the offshoots and stuff, but... Oh, we already beat it? Dang. That was interesting to have that as like the final boss instead of... 3,700 more to go. Oh, I know you're not joking. Okay. 12 strength. That doesn't help. So does that mean these can get tier 6? So like if I were to forge these, I could get this up to tier 6? Because I assume that's what that means, which is pretty awesome. Level 76. Ooh, that's a pretty staff. Physical damage. If you have enough forging potential, yes, you can upgrade them to tier 5. You can't upgrade to tier 6 if I remember correct. Okay. So they just have the chance to come with a tier 6 affix. Gotcha. Man, how sad would it be if you were like, yeah, I just want to remove like one of these because it's terrible, and then you accidentally remove the tier 6. That sucks. That's another thing. I think I wish they have such a great equipment building system that I wish there were more options. Like I do wish that the scroll that has the chance to seal an affix would have, like, I wish there was a better version of it that would Like, it would just seal one away. I guess that's too broken. But I accidentally sealed an affix the first time I ever used it, and it was like tier 2. And I was like, oh, well, that was a waste. And then the other like 3 that I've gotten, none of them have sealed when I like tried to seal a tier 5. Yeah. It's just sad. It just makes me sad. Oh, and then this is kind of nice. It's like an extra storage spot, but also the first time I lost my piece of equipment, I was like, where did it go? Which you won't. You'll start getting dual affixes. Oh, okay. Hey, there's potential. We might come back, like I said, in our relax stream and run some dungeons. Also, some of these shields look so cool. At least the art does. Alright, open portal. What happened? What did I say? I think. I mean, look. Blind leading the blind right now. I believe everything you're saying. Yeah, I haven't streamed it down. Wait. We're back? Okay. Woo. Wait. We're back? Okay. Woo. That was so sad. That looks so cool. One of the best games I've played recently, I don't want that staff, is Elden Ring. That was like, I think that was the first game since Breath of the Wild that like grabbed my attention and hooked me. Like, could not stop playing. Oh, it's so good. Like, I just had the greatest time ever playing that game. There's a ton. I think 50 does sound right. For some reason, my brain just wants to be like, yes, 50. There are a lot. And because it's more open world, like, it's one of the complaints I heard about it, is like the reused bosses. It's kind of the main thing you see in open world games. Just like, they need to fill the content. And so I think coming from Dark Souls, that will be something that you'll feel like you've lost, in a sense, is that I know in Dark Souls, like, every boss feels so unique. Number of boss encounters is estimated to be over 150. Well, we got one part of that number, right? 112. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, they were reused bosses, but there were so many unique ones, and like, talk about, I mean, I think one of my favorite things to do in gaming is finding combinations of skills, abilities, and equipment that work together to create something that fits my playstyle, what is fun to me. And so, like, in Elden Ring, I had never played a quote-unquote, like, harder game like that. I didn't play any of the Dark Souls. My best friend, one of my best friends, is obsessed with FromSoft, and so I know all about them. So I just, like, jumped into Elden Ring. And seriously, one of the best games I've ever played. Because it has so many of those elements that let you enjoy the world, which was beautiful and unique and incredible. And every turn, I felt like I was exploring and finding something new. But then it let me make a character that I felt excited to play in that world. And so, yeah, I need more games like that. Which Breath of the Wild does not do. But I still love that game so much. So I'm very excited about Breath of the Wild too. Some people say that game is extremely punishing, even for those who've never played it. But I personally never had too much trouble with it when I first played it, though. I'm interested. Maybe we will do some Dark Souls. That could be really fun. I played a little bit of 2 and like the first 10 minutes of 3. So like really, I've not played much at all. I think I got a little bit into 2, but not far. So. That's fair. It was repetitive. I don't know. The exploring of Breath of the Wild is what really, and that's the big thing, is like open worlds that can provide you with experiences where you feel like you never know what's coming next. Like the first time, if you quit early, you may not have seen this. You eventually find like this canyon with this like fire dragon, lightning dragon. I think there were multiple ones, but like flying through. And just that first time of like, I had spent so much time in the world and I hadn't seen anything like it. And I just remember like I had to like stop for a minute. Like things like that. So they're doing some really cool mechanical stuff for the second one, if you've seen like the latest gameplay videos. So worth checking out. Alright, we gotta wrap things up. Stream is coming to a close. Yeah, I would check it out. Some of the, like, they're doing some stuff that I haven't seen done in gaming in the context of that type of game. Remnant 2 and, yeah, Diablo 4. I mean, come on. I didn't play the beta, but I watched it. Some people play. I'm very hyped for Diablo 4. Alright. We can't sell that because we're in our stash. I know. But then I'm back at 3. We're also playing Core Keeper, and I am nice and quiet while I play Core Keeper because I'm just so lost in that game. I mean, I'm also quiet because I guess we haven't had people chatting. So, that makes sense. But Core Keeper is such a surprise for me. I knew it would be good, but I'm like lost in that game. You help me talk, and I'm okay with it. Yeah, still like not being able to be blinded. I don't know, it feels too good. Cool. This helmet looks real sick, I'm not gonna lie. Spell damage leaches health while channeling. Nope, don't do that. 60% of mana spent gained as a ward. Dang. That's pretty good though. So this is like the level 60 tier. Oh, helmet's ugly. You know, look. I think we have a difference of opinion there. Some helmets look kind of cool. That one looks kind of cool. Like the gold. I'm a sucker for Dr. Fate style helmets. Just like that gold plated mask. But You know what some of my favorite armor was? Eye patches are fine, maybe even crowns, but helmets. One of my favorite armor sets was, I believe original WoW was the Paladin, like the burning armor. If I'm getting that right. I always was just like, man, that looks so cool. I think it was in vanilla. Yeah, I think it was original. Maybe it was Burning Crusade, but I thought it was original, just like that burning paladin glowing magma armor. Like it was a robe, but then it had these elements of like lava burning. Whenever it came, at whatever point that was in WoW. Something I just realized. Lava in armor equals one of my weaknesses. That is too cool. The more you know.
Take care.
Alright, I gotta do my little closing spiel. You haven't been here for this yet. Judgment then. Interesting. Man, I'm way off then. I'll have to find a picture of it. I don't know how to show that. I mean, I guess I could like stream another window on my screen. Anyway, I don't know. I'm learning streaming. But here's my spiel. We're closing stream. We're ending the stream. Shaman. Maybe it was Shaman. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe means a ton. Really, really helps the channel grow, which, since I'm doing this full time now, means the world. For everyone that did stop by stream today, thank you so much. It makes me feel good inside. We did lose our hardcore character today. It was sad. We got through it. And then, you know, normally I do this when I do this. So, yeah. We did lose our hardcore character, Alduin. May that hardcore version of him rest in peace. But then we beat the game. Beat the game. And yeah, I'll be back at 3. So, it's just a nice little break for me to go grab lunch. And relax a minute, spend time with my wife and my child. We got to find a new game to play for our main stream, for this stream. So that's something I got to do tonight. So we'll see what we come back with tomorrow. But until 3, see you next time.